What happens when the government thinks you're dead, but you're actually very, very much alive? Well, you can ask a Turkish man by the name of Sinan Avci, and I may have butchered his name, so I apologize. Now, according to Turkish state media, Avci has spent the last 10 years trying to convince the Turkish government that he's actually not dead. Now, that's interesting, right? Sinan Avci, as I said, lives in the eastern Erzurum province. Ugh. I cannot talk Turkish.
You're doing okay, man. No, you're doing fine.
I cannot pronounce Turkish things very well, but so
I
just bear with
wouldn't
me.
do a better job. So,
so his story is that he was diagnosed with epilepsy in 2003, and according to that, he was forced into an early retirement. Now, he discovered after that in 2004, Turkey's Social Security Fund had listed him as dead when he failed to withdraw his disability pension. Now, he was quoted as saying by the state-run Anatolia news agency, which is, of course, the news in Turkey, "They told me I was deceased, but I was very much alive." Interesting. Now, while he was struggling to prove he was alive, he could not work due to both his illness and since, according to Turkish records, he no longer existed. So he was no longer on the record. Now, he even got a nickname from friends and family and relatives that actually was helping him out during this 10-year struggle. They called him Sinan the Dead, which is actually kind of a cool nickname.
that's pretty cool. That'd make a cool band name. How did this go on for 10 years? I mean, like I just picture, like, was there some number this dude called, like, "Hey, still not dead. I'm alive. Is it updated yet? Is the thing updated? Am I listed as alive? Hello, who's there? Who's that? I am so alive right now." How did that take 10 years?
I have no idea. Now, recently, I mean, just this week, he was actually able to finally convince the authorities that I'm not dead. I'm not dead. It took you 10 years.
He went into the office and did a cartwheel, poked himself. He's like, he ate something. He was like, "I'm gonna have this sandwich. Look at me go."
I'm not the Night of the Living Dead here.
They were out there with Ouija boards and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Right.
We might all just be seeing stuff.
So
the records say otherwise.
Right. Well, okay, so here's what I think that this is all about. Now, he was trying to get his disability benefits from the government, right? And unpaid salaries. Now, if you're dead, you can't withdraw that money. Is this a way, and like I'm putting my tinfoil hat on, is this a way, since it's an oversight in the system, right? And maybe an accidental deletion, whatever, and they just didn't really rush because, like, well, if we get him into the system, then we're going to have to start paying him, and we don't really want to do that.
Right. I mean, you hope this was just a very gross oversight and then some very negligent administrative work. You hope that it was no more than that. But yeah, I mean, it could have been. Who knows? Maybe they were just like, we're going to drag our feet because all we have to look forward to is writing checks, so we don't want to do that. But hopefully it was just negligence.
Yeah, well,
it was definitely negligence. Hopefully it wasn't more than that.
Well, that's actually what Mr. Avci actually thinks might have happened. He actually wants the authorities to start looking into who actually reported his death to look for any sort of shenanigans. So,
does he have any ex-wives or anything like that? I mean, it could have been...
Yeah, I'm not sure, really.
Could have been an angry former lover.
I don't know. It could have been anybody. Could have been an oversight. But... obviously, still not a very, very good situation. Now, as I said, luckily, he did get a lot of financial help from relatives and neighbors, so they took care of him, and they helped him out. And I guess that's the best thing to take from this story is that, you know, through this whole ordeal, he had family and friends that were willing to help him out and take care of him while he tried to prove that he was alive.
You know, if all the authorities, like, if you were just listed as dead and you, like, weren't dead, you know, for the sake of pensions and stuff like that, like that's kind of a drag. But there are some, like, kind of cool things that you might be able to do. You know what I mean? Like just
elaborate.
Try to take an anonymous vacation or something like that. Like, just check in as Dean Moriarty everywhere you go.
Well,
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, for 10 years. I mean, after 10 years, I would just be like, you know what? Some of this is just on you guys.
right. Well, then again, to be fair, in his situation, he didn't really have all that much money, and he was disabled. So, yeah, Debbie Downer, I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, you could totally Johnny Cash a hotel room. You could. I don't know. I feel like after the 5th year, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna have some fun with this because this is ridiculous and it's not my fault anymore.
There you go.